You are looking live at CyHawkThoughts Studio. My name's Chuck Utek.
Steve Myers.
With me, as always, actually, it's kind of the other way around. I get to be here with Steve at the studios.
Yeah.
A little bummed. I was pulling up to the studios. I thought there'd be some red and yellow lights.
Little thing about me and lights. They do not mix. I've tried before, and I failed before. I failed.
Oh, I drove actually around the block 4 times because there's a wreath on the studio door instead of the Cyclone sign.
Instead of the Cyclone sign,
that's what I look at to find the house in the dark.
And you know, all my neighbors do a very, very good job of putting up lights.
Griswold, no Griswold.
Well, the thing is, I'm a nonconformist. Okay. They all look the same. My house is the one that sticks out. Okay.
There's
I'm
a nice
the one that
tree.
people be like, oh, it doesn't have any lights,
but it does have a nice tree.
We have a nice tree, and you know, I did do some of that. There was one year I tried to put up lights, and I don't know what I was thinking. I had like some 200-foot long thing of lights, right?
Nice.
And I've got a pretty long porch.
You do.
And
it's not 200 feet, but
there's
150.
You know, the vertical on the fence, right? On the porch fence.
Yes.
You have the vertical poles there. I tried to wrap around and then go to the next one and wrap around. And mind you, I had to pull 200 feet worth of stuff through each wrap. I got about 30 minutes into that, got about 1.5 of those poles done. 30 minutes later, I had them all undone, and I handed the lights to my wife, and I said, nope, not doing it. Everyone tells me just put them on the gutter or the spout, but...
You could do that, too.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting on a ladder, folks.
I just have one bush with green and gold lights on it. It's my Packer bush. I call it Jared.
Jared
Bush.
the Packer bush.
Yeah?
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to do some... You've inspired me, Chuck.
All right.
I'm going to do some tree, some plant, some bush. I'll figure something out.
Cyclone bush.
Yes. Call it Jack.
Yeah. Jack Bush.
Jack Bush. All
Mike
right.
Bush. He's a classic.
What's your bush again?
Jarrett Bush.
Jarrett and Jack Bush, folks.
There you go.
Wow, how did we get off on this?
Oh, yeah. My bad.
No, that's all right.
There's hard finding students today. There's no side.
They learned a little bit about me today. I don't, Christmas lights and Steve don't work. But needless to say...
That'll be on our year-end multiple choice test that we give all of you fans that have been following us all year.
Which is funny because everyone, I actually do like the holidays. I like to get together with family.
He's a big shopper too.
Black Fridays are huge. We have a little tradition with me and my siblings, so I'm all into the big, Christmas spirit. There's just something about hanging up lights on the outside of my house that just doesn't agree with me, and I'll do the Christmas tree though, and we did.
And it looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously we at this point know where the teams are going bowling.
They are Valair Lanes. On 63rd. 63rd
I thought it was Ankeny Lanes, but okay.
Ankeny Lanes is gone.
So tell me a little bit about where the teams are headed.
All right, well, let's start with Iowa. Iowa's going to, I can't remember the last time they've been to Arizona, to Sun Bowl. Not the Sun Bowl, that's in El Paso, Texas. But it's in Arizona. It's Insight Bowl.
No. Hasn't there been an Iowa team there the last 3 years now?
Yeah. Boy, every year it's like Insight.
Tempe's gotta love the state of Iowa. We bring Hawkeye fans. We bring This is your second year in a row?
2 in a row.
And have you been there prior to this?
No.
Okay. So after this year, Iowa State 2 trips to the Insight Bowl. Iowa 2 trips to the Insight Bowl. And Iowa's got that thing covered 3 years in a row. 2009, we knocked off Minnesota.
Yes.
Last year, knocked off Missouri.
Yes.
This year, trying to knock off Oklahoma.
Yes.
No. I'm sorry, I want them to win, but it's going to be tough.
Oh, boy, absolutely. It's Oklahoma.
It is.
Oklahoma has given up more 4-star athletes and seen them go other places than Iowa's even ever talked to.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. So, no, I think it's
Oklahoma's bench guy is like
I think
I could start.
I think it's a good opportunity for you guys to showcase yourselves against an opponent like Oklahoma.
Huge opportunity for Iowa.
Are they in I don't care anymore mode?
I hope they are. I hope they're in Nebraska mode last year, having to play Washington again in the Holiday Bowl, and then again playing Washington second time that year. The only wild card with Oklahoma is Bob Stoops. He's a Hawk great, and
See, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm pretty sure this is the case. But was that I think that was one of the main reasons putting those two teams together.
half of it, and I don't know their thought process of where Oklahoma fell.
The BCS gave you guys a tough game because there's no way that Oklahoma should be in the Insight Bowl, in my opinion.
Oh.
They need to be. If they don't go, well,
because are they technically the third choice?
Third. Now, I would say they'd be in the Cotton Bowl if K-State, who should be in the BCS, was in the BCS. How do you give a slot to Virginia Tech and, in my opinion, Michigan as well over a Kansas State team?
Well, it is about money. Now, Kansas State travels pretty good. Mm-hmm. However, Kansas State, Michigan, I can recite Michigan's fight song. Okay. I can't tell you what Kansas State.
Well, then let's look at.
But from
let's
the
look at Virginia
of,
Tech. Then I mean, is there? That's not. They're not Michigan in terms of.
I know
money.
they travel okay, but they're not Michigan. Yeah. They've got maybe a little more name recognition.
I know there was a lot of people upset that Oklahoma State didn't get into the championship game, folks. I'm telling you right now. There's less of an argument for Oklahoma State than there is for Kansas State even to be in a BCS.
I totally agree with you.
So
what was Big 12? 27-3 in non-conference games.
You look at the strength of schedule. I think Jeff Sagarin had 1 through 10 all Big 12 teams in terms of the toughest schedule.
Pretty good.
The Kansas number 1 is because they had to face someone better every single time, and the rest of us had to play Kansas, so it hurt us a little bit. But
you'll have that.
That was the worst team by far. But from top to bottom, it was a tough conference, and to sit there and reward the ACC or reward maybe in your opinion a down year in the Big Ten with BCS trips and the toughest conference in the nation according to all these computers can't get their second team in there. That's tough.
Well, and I think that's what needs to be spelled out either at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the bowl season is, hey, do as well as you can to be number 1, because if you don't finish 1 or 2, you could be going to the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Yeah. And because bowls aren't, and they, for years with the BCS, they tried to say, well, this is a reward for your season. You get to go to a bowl, which is true. What they're not saying is that you get to go to a good bowl or the bowl you deserve to go to.
Yeah.
And that's hard because they really should have it slotted if you deserve to go to a better bowl.
Imagine Boise State or imagine Kansas State sitting there watching the selection show, looking at their coaches saying, have we heard any word, or their athletic directors or whoever it is that receives that phone call from the bowl, just sitting there and then seeing on ESPN them flash the BCS rankings up there, and they're in the top 7. Yeah, we're in the top 7, right? 14 goes to a BCS game, and number 11 goes to a BCS game. 7 and 8 are sitting at home going, why am I in the Cotton Bowl, and why am I playing a 6-6 Arizona State team?
Yeah.
But that's my gripe on the BCS this year. I always have one. The BCS is awful. It's a flawed system. We all know it. What are you going to do about it? It is what it is. All it is about money. I don't like it.
I agree. Western Kentucky 7-5. They're not going to a bowl
at all.
No, and it's too bad. I think they won their conference, but no bowl, no reward for that team.
Yeah, there's something's got to give, folks. Speaking of bowls, Iowa State gets to go up against. I don't know. What would you say?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I was going to ask
Defensive minded?
Well, no. I was going to ask you a little bit about what you think of their competition this year.
about Rutgers?
Yes.
I think Iowa State's going to win. I'm excited about it.
Good. Well, that's all I was trying. I'm like, I have to poll. Like, come on, feed me your knowledge.
It's a home run.
Yeah, it's a home run.
I might wear my pinstripe suit for that day.
So I like the matchup. Rutgers has a lot of respect for us. I think we have some respect for the Rutgers. I don't think we have as much from looking at the message boards at this point. But I mean, it's a Big East. It was a weak conference. They had a chance for BCS. They're a little down, but they got spanked by Connecticut, which we beat. So
at Connecticut, that game I think speaks volumes, and now it's something I use in my thought process for this. And I've used it before, and I try not to. They beat them and they beat them, so A is going to beat C. And that's also like saying, well, Iowa beat Pittsburgh, they're a Big East team, Iowa State beat Iowa. But no, I think this is going to be very similar to the Insight game a couple years ago against Minnesota. I think it's going to be pretty low scoring, defensive battle, especially depending on the weather there in the Bronx. Hopefully the officiating's better than the Pinstripe Bowl last year.
We're excited. It's not where I wanted. I wanted to be in Dallas, because I probably would have gone. I don't know if I'm going to make it
from a lot of people.
I don't know if I'll make it to New York City, but to all the fans going
New York City.
So for all the fans going over there, travel safe, be safe. Obviously, New Year's Eve, New York City is going to be fun, but also probably a little dangerous at times. So
we'll talk to you before that, but definitely an early reminder from
be good.
The staff here.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Absolutely, and it's the 30th, correct?
Yep, same day as Iowa.
Is that not going to be a holiday?
You've got
in Iowa?
Yeah, the Friday afternoon. Check out the Clones. Friday evening. Check out the Hawks.
What time is kick for the?
You're going to be saying the same colors pretty much on the opponents. What'd you say?
What is the kickoff for the Pinstripes? Is it
2:30? 2:30
nice.
Central, I think. So, I'll be taking some time off of work and watching some games. So, we'll get into the whole bowl pick'em next week. Obviously, we did the championship games this last week. I went 5-3 with Iowa State thrown in there as well. Chuck went 4-4, now leading 28-15 or 28-15 for me. Chuck, you're at
19-24.
Okay, so we're a little flip-flop there. The bowl season, the bowl extravaganza can change all of that.
It could. It really could.